It's time to wake up, recover from last night's mess, and get your fix of sports caffeine. It's time to kickstart your day with the latest sports news and opinions. Get ready. Sports Caffeine is live in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome, everybody, to another edition of Sports Caffeine live at Raffurty's Bar and Grill for NFL pregame Sunday. I am El Bushman, one of your hosts.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, buddy.
That's what I wanted to do, a little music intro for my welcome back. Thank you.
We spent 6 months in Georgia preparing that for us.
I know.
That's a long time.
It took that long to think about that, too.
It
took 6 months.
Yes. So we are back at Raffurty's Bar and Grill for NFL Week 3 of the season. Of course, myself, Kristen, Kaylee. We've got a special segment with Taylor coming up in a little bit, but welcome back to the show. Chip, who is back on the dais for NFL Week 3. Welcome back, buddy.
Buddy, thank you. I'm looking forward to some good games. A lot of coin tosses today.
Yes.
A lot of hard decisions to make, and still waiting on Julio Jones and his status. So I might be changing my pick because I'm not, as you notice, no Falcons jersey today. None.
I think after the embarrassing loss last week.
That hurt.
Yeah.
It really hurt.
I'm so sorry.
So, yeah, I cried for a little bit, but now it's over. We're moving on.
Did you take an Ace Ventura shower where you were in the shower?
Yes.
Like, no!
Crying game was playing. It was horrible. It was horrible. But, yes, it's over with, though. On to the next week.
Of course, we are Sports Caffeine. You can stream us live on fanstreamsports.com and also mash that app. Download the app. You can listen to our replays. Of course, we are on Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live right now. You can listen to us. We're at Raffurty's Bar and Grill. Come on down for NFL Week 3. They've got great drink specials, all kinds of cool stuff going on right now. So, NFL Week 3 started off with the Thursday night game with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I can't say
Oh, boy.
We all look at Kaylee.
It's our fault.
Jacksonville Jaguars
fault.
and the Miami Dolphins playing. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on Thursday night's game. Kaylee, I will leave you last because you blame everybody for the loss of your Jaguars. So, Chip, let me go to you first. What did you think of Thursday night's game?
I think that all of the money and all of the pub was going to Jacksonville so heavy that we just had to see a flip-flop of the game in general. Minshew, didn't play very well. Miami came out of nowhere. Who knew Fitzpatrick still had that left in the tank? So, I mean, I don't know. I was expecting the Jags to win, but, the power of the beard. There you go. But
yeah, apparently the beard beats out the mustache.
There you go, I guess.
That is actually true. Kristen, do you think going forward the Jags are going to maybe pick it up and maybe move forward and win again? Or do you think this is Minshew coming back to earth after the loss against the Dolphins?
Well, I mean, he didn't have DJ Chark there, which was surprising. I might have flipped my pick and not started Minshew in fantasy if I would have known that. But Robinson looked like he had a good game. He looks like he's going to be the starting running back there. And I think it's funny because we all picked them and we're all kind of surprised. But are we really surprised the Dolphins beat the Jags? Like, it's kind of a garbage game to begin with. Two teams that'll probably be in the top 10 of the NFL draft next season. So, it could have been a coin flip game. I think that Minshew is going to have a little chip on his shoulder. He's going to come back with a little bit of vengeance. He's going to get his starting receiver back. But, yeah, once they lost that threat with Chark, they really couldn't do anything. They were playing from behind the whole game. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, I heard this stat, NFL record, beat the Jacksonville Jaguars with 6 different teams.
Oh, wow.
He's the first quarterback to beat a team with 6 different teams.
I mean, he has been in the league for, ever.
Yeah. So, I think the first win was 1992 when he first beat them. So, yeah, he's got their number, I guess. So, if you started Minshew in fantasy like me, it sucks.
Kaylee, this was your team. We all picked them. You pretty much said we made your team lose. You were very fiery in the chat on Thursday night. So, let me get your perspective about your Jaguars going forward. Is this, pretty much the demise? Do you think the team is going to keep sliding, or do you think they're going to pick it back up and get back to the winning ways?
I don't think it's the full demise of the team. I think they will pick it up and win some more games. But I think you look at a defense that got exposed for what it has been through 2 weeks. You look at the teams we played, the games that we played, we're really just going tit for tat scoring wise. We're not doing much defensively because we don't have guys there. We've got rookies. Todd Walsh is a joke of a defensive coordinator. I mean, I think the entire fan base wants him fired and has wanted him
Chip
fired.
Chip is chuckling right next to him. Chuckling.
Todd who?
What? Yeah. He's pretty terrible. So I think at this point, we played as good as expected from statistics, right? Like our defense is not that great. So you take out DJ Chark, who is our main target on offense. And I think Robinson is good. And I think once we get DJ Chark back, we'll be on the up and up. But I think we're missing Brandon Linder. That was a big thing that I don't think. Tyler Shatley is good, but like he doesn't have the experience. He's only started a handful of games. So at this point, I think, we're missing Brandon Linder more than we thought we would. And Gardner had to kind of scramble, and he was a little uneasy more than he's had to be.
If you're joining us live on the broadcast, Kaylee and I did lose in pickems this past week. She is dressed like Gardner Minshew. So after the show today,
I'm a little upset there's no mustache.
She does have a mustache.
I'll have it.
She does have a mustache. So after the show,
yeah, I'll take
so
it.
after the show, she will be doing 5 burpees dressed as Gardner Minshew, and I will be doing a concrete shot. So I can't wait for that. Yes. Probably yes, Steve. No, you cannot. You stay over there.
I think for my burpees last year, I don't remember if it was Chip or Keegan, our sponsor Keegan may have been here, but they were screaming at me to chest to the ground. Yes. They were yelling at my form. So watch your form because they're very serious about that.
That was Keegan. I don't scream about things like that.
Yeah, I like Keegan. Like, watch your form. And Brittany, the bartender, did it with me. So if you can recruit one of the bartenders to do it with you, it's pretty good.
All right. Okay, so let's go to our first matchup. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are traveling over to Denver to face the Drew Lockless Denver Broncos. Jeff Driscoll is starting in place of Drew Lock today. Von Miller is out for the year. So what do we see? Tom Brady doesn't really have a great record against the Broncos. Of course, that was with his prior team with the New England Patriots. Thank you, Steve, for the peanut gallery. We love it when you talk over us. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know you do. Well, what was the prior show? That was the prior show. I know you can. So Tom Brady and company travels over to Denver. Chip, what are your thoughts on the Bucs? Do you think they're going to continue their winning ways in Denver, or do you think Tom Brady and his unwilling ways to win in Denver are going to continue in today's matchup?
I think Tom Brady will pull it out today. There's a lot of injuries on Denver's side, obviously missing Von Miller. You're changing a quarterback. Brady, like you said, his record's not that great, obviously traveling, but he'll get a full complement of his wide receivers today, and I think you'll see a good game for them. So I'm going to stick with Bucs.
Kaylee, your ex-boy Leonard Fournette is maybe going to be the RB1 for Tampa Bay going forward, maybe. Do you see Leonard Fournette having a good day against the Denver Broncos defense?
Potentially. I don't think it'll be as good as last week. Okay. I think he'll step up, but in true Leonard Fournette fashion, he'll quickly get back on the decline. So this will be the start of that.
Kristen, this Jeff Driscoll we knew from the Florida Gators, and then he transferred over to the West Virginia Mountaineers. Didn't really have a good college experience.
No, he went to Louisiana.
He went to Louisiana
or something.
I thought he went to
West Virginia was Will Greer.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So he's going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their front seven is one of the formidable ones. Their run defense is one of the top in the league right now. Secondary is still questionable. Do you think Jeff Driscoll is going to be able to get it off and throw it to those guys like Jerry Jeudy? They don't have Cortland Sutton. He is out for the year. So Jerry Jeudy is going to be stepping up as the number one wide receiver for that team.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening today. I don't think this is going to be a sexy game by any means. I think it's going to be a defensive game, low-scoring game. Denver's defense without Von Miller has actually been surprisingly good. And I'm upset about Drew Lock going out because he was showing some flashes of some potential there. But I do like Jerry Jeudy's footwork. I think he still has some hand issues as a rookie. Going up against Tampa's defense has also been solid. I'm going to go with the GOAT here. I just think that they pull this one out, but I could see it being like a 2017 low-scoring defensive struggle.
Okay, I've got Tampa Bay. Kristen's got Tampa Bay. Kaylee?
Tampa Bay.
Chip?
Yep.
Tampa Bay.
Look out for Noah Fant, though. Emergence of Noah Fant. He's going to be, I believe Jeudy has bruised ribs today, and I think he is going to play. But that's a bad area for a wide receiver, obviously, to be effective. So Noah Fant could have a big game today.
All right, we're going to move on to the Washington football team against Kristen, your Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
you got the glasses. You got the glasses on.
Oh,
okay.
Goodness gracious.
But the Browns winning last.
I did steal these from my friend's 2-year-old.
That is an actual crime. The thoughts and opinions by Kristen and actions are not reflected by Sports Caffeine.
Yes.
So if she does petty larceny against a 2-year-old,
we do not
reflect
that kind of behavior.
So,
that's right.
Cleveland winning last week against the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday Night Football. Washington losing last week. These teams, one's maybe going in a good direction, one's going in a bad direction. Do you think the Browns are going to be able to pull this off against the Washington football team?
I think that Baker's going to have some trouble today. I think Chase Young's going to get to him a couple times. I think that Washington defensive line is really, really good. But the Cleveland run game has just shown that they're one of the best in the league right now with Hunt and Chubb. And you can leave Hunt on the bench all game and bring him in fresh and healthy in the fourth quarter to just run all over you.
I had a running back conundrum in fantasy. I didn't know if I should plug in Kareem Hunt or Melvin Gordon in my RB2, but I figured out a way to have them both in my lineup. I have Kareem Hunt as my flex and Melvin Gordon as my RB2.
There you go.
I know. There I go. So thank you.
Yeah. So I think the Browns are going to pull this one out. I think the offensively that Washington's still trying to figure it out there, and the Browns just have too much talent on that team to lose it. And I got my new Myles Garrett jersey on today. So
very nice.
Yes,
very
thank you.
stitched as well.
Yes,
Kaylee, do you think the Washington football team led by Dwayne Haskins in the offense is going to make a case to win against the Cleveland Browns defense, or is this going to be just a sloppy game overall?
It's going to be a sloppy game overall, but I agree with Kristen. I think at this point, Cleveland is going to pull it out. Washington hasn't really gotten their footing on offense, and I think at this point, you've got Myles Garrett, that pass rush. I mean, they look pretty good. Maybe not as good as we expected them to look coming into the season, but they look good enough. And I think Washington's defense is good, but their secondary is a little weaker than their pass rush. So we'll see OBJ be OBJ again this week.
Still have yet to name their team. They're still the Washington football team.
I like it.
You like it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I do like the logo. So, Chip, what do you think? The Browns going to be winning this one, or the Washington football team taking it out?
I'm going to stick with the Browns. I think the matchup is you're going to look at the hog mollies. You're going to look at the big guys. So I think Cleveland's defensive line is going to very much impact Washington's offensive line and be all over them all the time. Kristen, like you said, Washington's defensive line is going to be great too. So I think this will be low scoring, but I think the Browns have enough talent offensively to pull it out today.
All right, so we got Browns.
Browns. I want to see Baker not throw an interception. I think he's thrown an interception in every single game since he went 6 interception-free games last year, 2 years ago. He has thrown an interception every single game.
I guess I'm the lone wolf today. I'm going to pick the Washington football team. I think Chase Young is going to be after Baker Mayfield all over the place. He's got 2.5 sacks on pace to get 11 for the season. Brian Arakpo did that a couple of years ago. So I've got Washington football team.
I like it. Next week too. Then
I'm not going to be.
That's going to be the one that does it. The straw that broke the camel's back.
If I lose next week's pick'ems, I'll dress like Baker Mayfield.
I love that.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I love that.
All right. Tennessee Titans going into. They're going to be playing Minnesota today. The Vikings. What's going on with the Vikings? What is going on with the Vikings? Kirk Cousins
is trash.
Wow.
Kirk Cousins is trash.
Total trash.
Yeah. All right. So, Chip, let me ask you, are the Vikings just a terrible team? They looked great last year. They went in the playoffs. Kirk Cousins looked pretty decent. A lot of people said he's not worth the money. Is this the year where we all have been proven, true that Kirk Cousins is really trash?
I mean, I can't understand. You have a running back like Dalvin Cook, and you're just not feeding him. And you have Madsen behind him, and you have a decent offensive line. So I just don't understand why you're not getting 20 to 25 touches just running the football. You lost Stephon Diggs. You know that's an area you're going to have to fix. So run the ball, and they're just not. They didn't do that enough, and they didn't do it effectively last week. So I'm staying away from the Vikings, like you said. Somebody call 411, get them some information, find a directory. They don't know what they're doing.
1-800 Ask Gary.
Yeah, 1-800 get a clue because they're lost. I don't like them as a team. So,
Kaylee, are we going to see big days out of the run game today, or are we going to see more of A.J. Brown and Jonnu Smith for the Tennessee Titans? Oh, A.J. Brown is out. Okay, is he officially out? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to throw the ball, and I think teams have gone in and they've really neutralized the threat of Derrick Henry this season so far. And I mean, we're only through 2 weeks, but he's not looking like Derrick Henry, so they're going to have to throw the ball. At this point, I think Minnesota is a better team, both offensively and defensively, than we've seen so far, and I don't see them going 0-3. I think this is the week they wake up and they take a W.
Kristen, the Titans gave up 102 yards to James Robinson's of the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. They're going up against Dalvin Cook, who is a more superior running back. Are the Titans going to have a little bit problems today with Dalvin Cook in the run game?
Well, if they give it to Dalvin, like they were such a run-heavy team last year. I think they ran it more than any other team in the league last year. I think losing Kevin Stefanski actually has a lot to do with a lot of their scheming and stuff. My favorite stat of last week is Stephon Diggs had more receiving yards than Kirk Cousins had passing yards last week.
Wow.
He had like 130 or 150, and Kirk Cousins had like 113.
How you like that?
Yeah.
How you like that?
I expect Kirk Cousins to also have another terrible game, as I picked up the Tennessee defense today, although I am playing Alina, who is a Tennessee fan, and that's my favorite trolling move is to do to somebody. But no, I think Tennessee gets it done. I thought Tannehill was going to be a fluke. I thought he was going to be, he's showing he can put it together and string things together. Yeah,
Great game. Multiple touchdowns.
And I actually think that Derrick Henry finds his breakout game this week against the Vikings there. I think Tennessee wins, and I think they win probably pretty big.
All right, so we got Tennessee across the board for everybody. Yes, Tennessee.
No.
Oh, Vikings.
We have Minnesota. We got Minnesota right here.
Kaylee is the lone wolf for the Vikings-Titans game. All right. So I guess she'll be doing the punishment next week. So, all right, that's cool. All right, Raiders and Patriots. Cam Newton showed out. We got the Raiders who are 2-0, beating the Kansas City Chiefs. New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry. I can't get my right. I've been drinking too much. Raiders beat the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football.
Mug?
Exactly, yeah. New Orleans Saints last week on Monday Night Football. The Raiders for real, or are we just seeing just a not for real? I mean, I know you're 2-0. You beat the Saints who have a quarterback that his noodle arm isn't really the same. Are the Saints for real, or are they just pretending?
I don't know. I think the Saints can be for real. I mean, you have some talent there, but you're missing the number one offensive guy.
I'm talking about the Raiders. Are they for real?
Raiders are for real.
You're
Yes.
pretty much. You
said
said
Saints.
Yeah.
Did I say Saints?
You
God,
turkey.
I'm drinking way too much. Let me get another drink.
That's why you asked someone to
Too
host the
early
show for you.
I was up way too late. Late
Double
last night.
overtime.
Wow, yeah, double overtime, and also the UFC fights too as well.
I
So,
think-
are
I
the
think-
Raiders for real, Chip?
I think the Raiders are for real. I know right now they're coming in. They're a little bit injured. Bill Belichick takes away the number one threat of every team, usually the Patriots face. I think that's going to be Darren Waller today. I think Josh Jacobs is still effective. But the Patriots at home, all the money, everything is going to go towards them. I am going to take them, but I'm looking for, I don't know. I think Oakland could stay around in this game a little
Las
bit.
Vegas. You were up late last
Excuse
night
me.
too.
I was Las Vegas. So I am going to take the Patriots, but I think the Raiders are going to give them a run for the money.
Kaylee, Josh Jacobs is questionable. We won't find out about that up until game time.
I think Darren Waller is also questionable.
He is also questionable
He is.
too as well. He is playing today. Thank you, Taylor. We'll
Yeah,
cut.
I think he was like our stats and information guy over there.
Well, we'll be cutting to him in a little bit. Stay tuned for Taylor and Taylor's takes for the betting line. So, Kaylee, if Josh Jacobs is unable to go, are we going to see kind of a hindered Oakland offense that goes against the New England Patriots today?
Las Vegas. But
Las
yeah,
Vegas, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm really out of it today.
I think we are, and I think neither of those guys are 100% today going in. And I think Bill Belichick's made it very clear you're going to take away Waller. That's their guy. I mean, he had over 100 yards last week, and I think that's who they're going to lean on, especially with Josh Jacobs a little bit banged up. So I think that's where Bill Belichick's going to go, and I don't see them being productive enough to stick with New England.
Okay. Kristen?
I'm just wondering where Carl's shot thing is for when someone messes up. 'Cause that would have been like 6 shots in the last 2
I would
minutes.
be on the floor already. I would be passed out already.
Yeah, Cam Newton looks like the Cam Newton that led the Panthers to the Super Bowl years back. He looks like a guy who's driven. I said it last week. Maybe Bill Belichick is actually the quarterback whisperer because we see Tom Brady struggling there. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I was really, really surprised with Las Vegas beating New Orleans last week, which we will talk about later with Drew Brees. But I think that New England is too complete of the team. James White is still out, unfortunately with his accident with his
Personal
parents.
reasons, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so our thoughts go out to him. And but I think they had McCourty had the interception and gave him some love.
Great moment.
Yeah, that was awesome. So I just see the Patriots point out they're just too good. I don't know if I believe in the Raiders just yet.
Okay, I've got Patriots in this one. So we're Patriots across the board, right?
Yep.
Okay, Patriots across the board. So the San Francisco 49ers basically all died last week. Their team is,
Our thoughts and prayers go out to them too.
Yes, exactly. We've got multiple injuries on that team. They are going to be facing the New York Giants today. Giants without Saquon Barkley, who is out for the year with an ACL injury. The Giants are going to have to make do with Deion Lewis and and also their backup as well. So what do we got? Do you think the 49ers are going to pull together and maybe move forward against the Giants? Or do you think the Giants are going to be the superior team today against the injury-ridden 49ers?
I was looking this game up, and it took me 5 minutes to scroll through the injury report before I could
It's
get to the
very
actual,
long.
between
Very,
both
very
teams.
long.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I think the 49ers have enough to sustain them. Nick Mullins has proven that he stepped in for Jimmy Garoppolo 2 years ago when he had that season-ending injury. He's proven they have like 17 running backs on that team. So, they're just like next man up. And the Giants the Giants. Danny Dimes. Oh, God, I think he is going to be a good quarterback.
Don't
in
say
the
nothing
future.
about Danny Dimes. Kaylee likes him.
I mean, I think he will be a good quarterback.
I like him. Okay?
Yeah, like him.
He's
Yeah,
Thank you,
he's
Dave.
going to figure it out. He was thrown into a situation behind Eli Manning, who probably had probably 200 games with 2 or more turnovers. So, but I think he'll figure it out. But the Giants, this is not their year, and they're going through a brutal beginning schedule. So I got the 49ers today.
Kaylee, are we going to see success with Nick Mullins today behind the center for the 49ers? Or are we going to just see all running today?
I think you're going to see them switch over a little to a run-heavy game. I just don't see them wanting to give up a win to put him in a situation to throw the ball more than necessary. And I think at this point, the Giants really have to switch their whole game plan in an offense built around Saquon Barkley. That's where those teams differ. The 49ers can really sustain what they've been doing with their backups, whereas the Giants have to take kind of a detour and do something completely different on offense. And I think that's what we're going to see. And I'm taking the 49ers on that one.
Yep. Deion Lewis, Wayne Gallman are going to be splitting touches today in the backfield. They did sign Devonta Freeman, your boy from the Atlanta Falcons, this past week.
Not my boy.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
We don't hang out.
Your bestie.
Oh, God, no.
Deion
Definitely.
Lewis is more of the pass catch heavy back. Or who's going to be getting more touches out of those two guys this Sunday?
I mean, I think Freeman will be in the background. Obviously, he was just signed. He doesn't know the playbook. He doesn't know a lot of things. So, I mean, I think though touches will be spread out. I think Deion Lewis will be third down. But I think the Niners have enough talent. We talked about running backs being all over the place there. They still have Jerick McKinnon, who was a serviceable back, really good. Probably taking the reins today, so you'll see a lot of him. What about Jordan Reed, who came out of nowhere? 2 touchdowns last week, I think, right?
Well, he's been injured his entire career.
Yeah, I know,
That's
but
the thing. So maybe Washington
Hey.
was just like a bad place for him, and California works better. I don't
Well,
know.
if he can sub in for Kittle and do what he did last week, I mean, the Niners still have a piece or two that can work. And Nick Mullins knows the system, so sticking with the Niners.
All right, so we got Niners.
Niners.
Oh, man, I'm the lone wolf again. I'm going with the New York Football Giants in this one.
I picked them against the Bears last week, and they couldn't get it done. So
All right.
I can't do it again.
I might have to do punishments next week because of all my out of left field picks. So, all right, let's move on to the 2 0-2 teams going against each other, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles. Who we got in this battle of the unwinnable teams this week going so far? So, Kristen, I'll go with you. Are the Eagles just this bad, or are the Bengals just getting the short end of the stick when it comes to points?
I just don't know what's going on with the Eagles. Like, I feel like they have zero defense. You know, they didn't do anything on defense in the offseason. Malcolm Jenkins, one of their best players, you know, they let get away. And Jalen Reagor, now their one flash of a rookie, is out for this game, I believe. And I think Joe Burrow gets his first win today.
Okay.
The Bengals look like a complete team against the Browns. Like I said last week, I don't know if they're both just really bad and make like a really good JV game. But I think that Joe Burrow will get this done. And the fun stat I saw this morning on ESPN was that the Bengals have never lost against the spread against the Eagles. In like 13 or 14 games, they're 14-0 against the spread. So 13. So take the thank you, stats and information. take the Bengals in that spread.
Kaylee, thoughts on the Eagles? What do you think is really going on with this team? They just can't seem together. Are they really that bad, or they just?
Yeah.
They're really that bad. Okay.
They're really that bad. And
Okay,
I think this
good.
week they're going to get even further exposed. I think people started to question, you know, is Carson Wentz really that bad, or is he just not put in situations to be successful?
He's terrible.
I really think he's bad.
He's
and I think their
terrible.
defense is bad. They don't have wide receivers. I think they're in a bad place. And I think Joe Burrow, and I think the Bengals record honestly doesn't speak to how good of a team they really are yet. And I think this is where we see them turn it around.
Chip, do we see the Bengals getting their first win against the Eagles this week?
Wow. No, I'm going against all of this. Even my hatred of the Eagles runs so deep. I think this is a team that their offensive line was decimated. The first week they were missing, I think, 2 starters. I think they have a full complement today. I think they have mostly everybody back. Miles Sanders is better from his lagging injuries that he's had. And, I mean, you know there's talent there. It's just like it's just been taking a holiday. It's been on vacation. They clocked out for the first couple of weeks. So I think the Eagles are too good of a team, and they've played before, you know, overcoming injuries. So I think they get it together today. And this is the best defense in the world to get it together against. So I think you see a good day from Miles Sanders, and hopefully Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz have a big day as well. So
Chip, I think you
taking the
might be
Eagles.
the lone wolf on this game as well. I've got the Bengals. Kristen's got the Bengals. Kaylee, you've got the Bengals as well.
Yeah, Miles Sanders, I think, is the only fantasy guy in the Eagles anyone should have right
The
now.
only
I'll be
bright.
honest.
Well,
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert too for the first game was all right. I mean, honestly, the Eagles should maybe just
Zach Ertz, I mean,
curl up and die. I hate everything
whatever.
about
The
Eagles.
Giants will finish above the Eagles in the NFC East.
That's a
Oh,
bold,
wow.
bold
That's
prediction.
bold.
Wow.
Bold prediction.
Bold
Right
prediction
here.
today. All right, our last game before we take a break. After our break, we'll go into Taylor's takes. So if you got the 1 o'clock games, you want to know about the stat lines and betting lines too as well, we'll cut to him. So our last game for the 1 o'clock, we got the Houston Texans playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Houston Texans are a mess, all because of Bill O'Brien. What do the Texans really need to do to get it together going against the Pittsburgh Steelers today? And it's an all Watt family affair. All the Watt boys are playing against each other. So, Kristen, let me ask you, what do the Houston Texans really need to do? Besides get rid of Bill O'Brien.
Get rid of Bill O'Brien, get an offensive line. Don't trade DeAndre Hopkins.
It's a long list.
Yeah, I mean, The one thing they did right was get Deshaun Watson, who I think is still going to have a great game. I think the Steelers, just their defense again, is just always that solid. Big Ben's proving that he's the guy. Is Juju playing today?
Yes.
Juju is playing today.
Yes.
Him and Ben have found that chemistry. I just, and then he's still got James Washington, Deontay Johnson. He can spread that ball around. They got Ebron there, I believe, at tight end.
Yep.
Now.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so,
he is.
yeah, I just don't think Houston's a great offensive team. Their defense sucks. Their offensive line sucks. They
just have a terrible coach and GM.
I mean,
That's all
your
they have.
hatred for Bill O'Brien. I just love your hatred for Bill O'Brien.
I hate him so much. He's such an idiot. Like an idiot. King of the idiots is what I call Bill O'Brien.
When he gets fired, I'll bring the champagne. We'll have a
I
champagne
appreciate
shower.
that.
All right.
So speaking of Bill O'Brien, Kaylee, how hot is his seat right now? Do you think Bill O'Brien is going to be able to last this long throughout the season, or are we just going to see just a terrible season throughout the year for the Houston Texans?
I'd like to think that his seat is very hot, but I don't know with that organization how on edge they are to push him out, because I think at this point, wouldn't this have been the time to do it before this season? I mean, it's not like he had a stellar record of decision making coming into 2020. So I don't know that we're going to see him go this year, no matter how bad the season gets, but I think it'll get slightly hotter.
It must seem that Bill O'Brien might have some dirty pictures of the
Has to.
owners.
He's got
Or
all
some
the
kind
stuff.
of weird.
You know what he is? He's that dog that's in the meme drinking the coffee. It's saying, this is
This is
fine.
fine.
And everything's
Oh.
fire around him. Yeah, this is fine. That's Bill O'Brien.
Chip,
Yeah.
who are we going to see a big game out of for the Pittsburgh Steelers today?
Everybody. I don't
Okay.
think there's
Oh,
really.
I
I think
like that.
it's going to be a team effort. I think Connor will do well. Like we said, I mean, the Texans, the one true thing a quarterback has is their safety blanket, and they took Hopkins away from Watson, and that changes the entire offense, especially when you use a player like him. So, Pittsburgh, everybody's going to have a great game. Steelers are going to win.
All right. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we've got Taylor's Takes. He's going to talk to you about the betting lines for the 1 o'clock games. Sports Caffeine live from Raffurty's Bar and Grill. We'll be right back.
Yo, guys, there are definitely some good betting lines this week, some definitely good spreads. I have some locks of the day, some crazy stuff that we're going to go into. At the 1 o'clock games, we're going to stay away from 3 specific games. Atlanta, Chicago, we're staying away from that. Julio Jones is out. That line has moved from 3 points to 2.5. Stay away from that game. We're also going to stay away from Tennessee, Minnesota. And we're also going to stay away from the Rams and Buffalo. Josh Allen has looked like the MVP in the league, but against Aaron Donald, you never know what's going to happen there. Some lines that we want to focus in on particularly is that Cleveland-Washington game. Cleveland has yet to cover in their last five games being the favorite. The line is 7 right now. I think they're going to win by more than 7. Definitely bet on Cleveland there. Las Vegas, New England. That line has moved to 6.5 for New England. The Las Vegas is the second most efficient offense in the league next to the Packers. I see them, if not winning, I see them at least covering that 6.5 and winning within that, or losing within 6.5 points. Pittsburgh, Houston. We just talked about this game. Pittsburgh is the most blitzing team. They blitz on 62% of their defensive snaps, and Deshaun Watson is the second worst in the league against the blitz. So we definitely want to bet. That line right now is at 3.5. You want to bet on Pittsburgh on that one. And the last, my lock of the 1 o'clock games is pretty easy. We're looking at Cincinnati, folks. Cincinnati, like Krista mentioned, is 13-0 all time against the spread. When it comes to against the Eagles, and Carson Wentz is only completing 58.8% of his passes. The only worse quarterback than that is Kristen's own Haskins. So you definitely both have terrible offensive lines, terrible secondaries, but bet on Cincinnati today. They are my lock of the 1 o'clock games.
Well, thank you, Taylor, for the 1 o'clock games. Taylor's
Thank you.
Taylor's takes.
Thanks for
everybody.
the shout out of the Washington football team quarterback.
Good
That's
job,
not mine.
Good job, buddy.
Carl,
Taylor's
we need
takes.
the shot spinner.
Yes,
They had 6 mistakes in 1 minute.
Yeah, I also need a concrete shot as well.
Cement mixer.
Oh,
Cement mixer. Yeah.
Hey, I didn't know that was the punishment.
Yeah, I picked my own. It's fine.
Is that why you're already drunk? Is that why you just?
I'm
won't
not
feel
drunk.
it? You can't talk.
It's
Can we talk about how weird Nick looks?
Yes,
I didn't know who
we
he
can
was.
talk about that.
His kids
We
didn't
can
even
definitely
recognize
talk
him.
about that.
Scary.
So Nick lost
Scary.
the bets last week and had to shave his beard. I didn't know who he was. I would not let my nephews near him if we saw him in Target. Like he said, his own son didn't recognize him.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
terrifying.
So if he
Nope.
has a dog, the dog would probably attack him.
Yep.
I think the dog might have.
Oh my
That's
God.
what happened to his face. And I mean, Nick, you're like, yeah, I just always.
It was the
Nick, you're a
deer.
soldier, buddy.
It was the de-evolution of a man. Like just
He gets
coming from beard, and then it was
bad.
just like scary pedophile face.
Yeah, I just didn't realize he had so much face under there.
Yeah. It's a lot of face.
Yeah, so much lips.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow. That was
Just sit it right
disgusting.
there. Yeah.
So the spent mixer is Bailey's and lime juice,
Ugh.
and it curdles. So you need to take it immediately.
Oh my.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till
Ew.
after the show's
Oh, it's
I
gonna
would
be
curdle.
twice
I
as
would
worse.
curdle.
Yeah.
You have to do
Should I
that
take
now.
it now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
gonna
whole
be
point
twice
is-
as worse if you
Look
Yeah.
at
wait
it
that long.
already. Disgusting.
Chip, do me a favor and kind of point the camera a little
Yeah.
bit. Just
All
kind of
right, hold
just
on. You're gonna
just
have to-
just a scotch.
Just a scotch.
Just a scotch.
A little this way.
I'll
Yeah,
tell ya.
you're not even in the shot.
I know. I'm not even. I can see half of
That's,
my
where's
face.
that pretty face?
And perfect.
Ah,
perfect.
there it
Perfect.
is.
There you go.
There.
Perfect
Perfect.
shot. There we go. Okay.
Cheers.
Oh,
Oh God.
Oh boy.
This is L. Bushman
Somebody
There
give me
he
some,
in the
goes.
cement
That
give me
makes
mixer.
some
me
water.
nauseous for you.
Oh boy.
All right, here we go.
Oh, no chaser.
We might lose him.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
Mm.
I went down like a brick.
It's not.
Like a true champion.
Not that bad.
Hey.
Not that bad.
It
was
your
more-
face is curdling and your eyes are closed.
Yeah.
It was more lime juice than anything.
Oh.
Okay,
So true champions drink before a game.
that's true.
Bailey's and lime
God,
juice.
that's actually almost tastes like a smoothie. It's actually nice. It was nice going down.
You want another one?
Oh.
Look,
I would not take another one. No, that's disgusting.
Like
Okay.
a smoothie. Super healthy. Take it before your workout.
Speaking of disgusting teams, the New York Jets.
Segways. Wow.
Yeah, I know. The New York Jets are going to be facing the Indianapolis Colts today. The Jets, who they need to fire their head coach, Adam Gase. They're just a dumpster fire waiting to be a dumpster fire. Do we have anybody picking the Jets on this game at all?
And
Negative.
Jamison
No.
Crowder, their one bright spot's out. Le'Veon Bell's out. The offense.
Show is
Yeah.
Pierman, I believe, today
They're
as
just
well.
a
Yeah.
terrible, terrible team.
they're starting with Frank Gore, so if that tells you
Yep.
anything.
Who
I mean,
Frank Gore is 200 years old, by
What?
the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still produces. I
Yes.
don't
Still
know. It still
produces,
produces. Like, yeah, and this is great for the Colts to right the ship right now because they had that bad loss in the beginning of the season, and they lost Paris Campbell for the year. T.Y. needs to step up. But yeah, this is going to be a good confidence booster for the Colts, I think.
So we got Jets. Colts. God,
Oh.
that shot is really making me befuddled right now.
Colts all the way
show's
through.
over.
We got the Colts across the board for that matchup. Let's go to the Panthers and the Chargers, or the Justin Herbert-led Las Vegas Chargers, or Los Angeles. Man, somebody take over hosting duties, please.
So we have the
Wow.
Los Angeles Chargers going to the LA Chargers going to the Carolina Panthers.
Yes.
Christian McCaffrey out.
Mike Davis is starting.
And
in
the
place
Chargers
of
have
CMC.
actually shown that they're they took the Chiefs to overtime last week. They did also play a close game against the Bengals. So are they playing to the level of their competition, or are they an actual viable team to be a threat?
I think at this point, they're going to take the game. It's going to be a little closer than I think people think. The Panthers have not had a sack this season, and that's going to come in week 3, especially on Justin Herbert. But at the end of the day, now he has a whole week to get into an offense as the starting quarterback, whereas last week he had about 10 seconds. So we're going to see him improve and settle in. They're going to win the game, but I think the Panthers are going to be a little more settled than they were last week.
Austin Eckler, huge day, I think. I think he's going to have a great day. And, yeah, I think the Chargers, like you said, he didn't have time to plan last week. He basically got told right before the game that he had to go in. And so now you're going to see a more prepared quarterback going in and the favorable matchup. So, yeah.
So you guys have the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have the Panthers.
I love
Are
it.
you trying to do another
I
semester?
love it.
Next week it should be 2. You should do the shots.
Why?
Just tell me why. Yes. Why? Why?
I don't trust Justin Herbert.
No?
That's my main reason.
Even with
why.
preparation time?
Even with preparation time, I just don't trust.
Well, and also we saw last year a lot of quarterbacks going down, and the backup quarterback came in and had a great first game, and then teams got film on them, and then they had a really crummy second game, when people figured them out. So Justin Herbert did show flashes of success. It looks like he and Keenan Allen have a good relationship, good chemistry there. But yeah, I'm going with the Chargers. That defense is just too good.
I'm going with the Panthers, so I'll go against the grain. It's cool with me. If I have to do punishments next week, it's fine with me.
I'm probably picking every favorite, so you got to go against the favorite.
I'm okay with that. I'll be that guy this week. It's all right. All right. The 0-2 Lions are going to be facing the Arizona Cardinals this week. The Lions are just another terrible team, just like the New York Jets. Do we have anybody picking the Lions this week at all? Except for Steve. We all know Steve is going to pick the Lions this week. Arizona Cardinals look better and better each and every single week. Kyler Murray is just lighting up with DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, but you know what? Everyone needs to cut the Kyler Murray for MVP talk.
Nobody ever said that.
No.
Who's saying
a lot of people are saying Kyler Murray MVP.
Not on this show.
Because the last 2 years you've had second-year quarterbacks. You have Lamar Jackson. You have Patrick Mahomes. Kyler's looking great, but everybody better vote for Russell Wilson. The guy deserves it.
Okay.
The guy has been the MVP for multiple years and never gotten a vote. So, but yeah, no. Arizona. Kenny Galladay is back though.
Yes,
So,
he is.
I don't know if that makes a
That's
huge
the only
difference.
good thing.
Yeah,
for the
right.
Lions
That's all I
today.
can say about that game. Kenny Galladay.
Maybe Adrian Peterson for the running game for the Lions? Maybe not. No.
Maybe not.
All right.
So who have a better day, Adrian Peterson or Frank Gore in fantasy? Let's go that. The veterans.
Oh.
I think Frank Gore. Probably,
Yeah, Frank Gore. I
All
like
right,
Frank
there we
Gore.
go. There's our comment for the game.
All right, we've got, speaking of Russell Wilson, the MVP candidate so far is going to be facing the Dallas Cowboys, who are coming off that win against your Atlanta Falcons there, Chip. Didn't want to bring it up.
Thanks. Relive the whole last week. Yep.
Two good teams actually going against each other. I think this is going to be one of the marquee matchups of today. Taylor going up against your Dallas Cowboys. Who we got in this game? Is Russell Wilson going to overcome a tough test against that Dallas defense, or are we going to see the Dallas Cowboys really kind of pull out this win?
We're going to have Taylor go last, right? We'll let him do his take.
Taylor go last.
All
for
right,
this one,
all right.
yes.
I'm going to stay away from Dallas just because I don't even want to pick them. I can't go near them. I think Seattle's starting to really find their sweet spot. Also, Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Lockett. I mean, they have a full host of wide receivers. I think they're going to do great, and I think they're going to win. So, yeah, take it Seattle. But take the over on this one as well, folks.
A lot of people that saying last year DK Metcalf couldn't run routes. He's been running routes like crazy this year as well, looking great as well. Kaylee, do you think the Dallas Cowboys have what it takes to beat the Seattle Seahawks this Sunday?
No, and I think
Very blunt.
Very
I
blunt.
like your answer.
I
Yeah.
like that.
it's going to be close, but I love Russell Wilson for MVP. I love what he's doing this year. It does annoy me that it took them this long to let him be Russell Wilson, because I think that potential has always been there and they just leaned heavy into the run. So now that he's looking like his full potential, I don't see him being stopped. And I think the Cowboys at this point, they look great, but they're not letting Dak and Zeke cook the way the Seahawks are letting Russell cook. So, yeah.
Okay, Kristen, Zeke is still looking for his first 100-yard game. Does he get it today against the Seattle defense?
I don't think so. I think that Seattle run defense is very stout. I think Dak is going to throw a lot. I think that secondary, I think he's going to have more success through the air today, and all of their receivers are capable. CeeDee Lamb's been showing that he has been a good draft pick. With Gallup's going to, I think Gallup gets that catch against the Rams. Gallup's stats improve. Amari Cooper's there. I just think that they're going to throw a lot. Zeke, I think, has a decent game. I don't think he has a crummy game, and I don't think by any means it's one of his best games. But I am taking Seattle in this one. Like, all it took was take away his offensive line for 4 years, and the guy just has leg work like crazy. He can scramble. Insane. Yeah, if a freight train's about to hit you every time. But yeah, Russell's so good. Chris Carson's looking great if he can stay healthy. The receivers look great. I can't bet against the Seahawks right now.
I'm going with Seattle as well. I'm going to go to you now, Taylor. What do you got? I know you got your Dallas Cowboys. You're repping the Cowboys colors right now. The Dallas Cowboys going to pull out there against Seattle Seahawks.
We're going to go with a little bit of a Romo redemption today from the days of the slick ball that they slicked up there in Seattle. But the line right now is 5 points for Seattle. They also have the biggest over-under line of 56.5. I am going to bet on the Cowboys getting those 5 points. Russell Wilson does have the highest completion percentage in NFL history right now. In NFL history with someone over 50 pass attempts through his first 2 games. But both defenses are giving up a lot of yards. The Seattle defense gives up over 420 yards passing a game. So I think it's going to be a shootout. But I think it's going to be close, like Kaylee said. So even if the Cowboys lose, they're going to get those 5 points. I'm obviously picking the Cowboys to win and get some redemption.
Who has the best day wide receiver, Taylor, for Dallas? Who do you think? You think CeeDee Lamb finally emerges from his rookie year?
I think so. I think it's going to be a CeeDee day. Gallup's going to get a little bit more or a little less looks. I think they're going to get Amari and CeeDee, and I think CeeDee's going to get his first touchdown or get a couple touchdowns today.
Because they believe it's the Browns Cowboys next week.
Oh,
so we're
side
gonna have
bet
a nice
needed.
juicy side.
concrete shots for everyone. Concrete shots for everyone. All right, let's go to tonight's game. It's the Green Bay Packers going against the New Orleans Saints, who are coming off that loss against the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of people talking Drew Brees. His arm isn't what it used to be. He looked not so great last week. Can the Saints get it done against the Green Bay Packers, who looked fantastic the first couple of weeks in the season? Chris,
I have flip-flopped on this. I've changed my pick. I might go back and change it.
Do you need a quarter?
It was New Orleans this morning. Now it's Green Bay. Just with Devontae Adams, I believe, is going to be a game time decision. So we don't know about him. But I mean, just with Michael Thomas gone, you can't lean on Traquan Smith every single time. You have Emmanuel Sanders there, and he's not doing much. You got Kamara, but yeah, Breeze, I just don't know, and he hasn't shown it to me. And meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers has lit it up, and I'm so pissed at myself for starting Minshew over Rodgers. I think it will be a high-scoring game, but I'm going to take Green Bay to edge them out. We're at Rafferty's Bar and Grill, which is a Green Bay Packer bar, so I'm of course going to take Green Bay. So if you're a Green Bay fan, come on down.
Kaylee, Michael Thomas is ruled out for tonight's game. Are we going to see anything from Emmanuel Sanders, who's probably going to be slotted in as that number 1 wide receiver?
We'll see something. It's going to be a big Kamara day for sure. And I think at this point, it's just who's going to get in the end zone more. And I just trust Aaron Rodgers more. I mean, he's hot. I see the Saints going into a little bit of panic mode after this week, going 1-2. And I think that's kind of where they're going to step it up later in the season. But I just don't think they get it done tonight.
Chip, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Are we going to see more of that bad man today?
Dude, very much of the bad man. I mean, he is very bad. And he's been on, like we said, he's been on a tear. So even with the Packers not drafting any help, no wide receivers, nothing, he finds a way to win. And I think he'll do it again. The Saints look kind of lost, obviously, without Thomas. He's kind of the downfield presence to run the tempo. If they are going to win, you got to see some Jared Cook. You got to see some Emmanuel Sanders. So those are the 2 areas they're going to have to go, and Kamara as well. So
will we see any Jameis Winston packages? If Drew Brees' arm, not even kidding, Drew Brees' arm is not getting done. I mean, not
we'll see
Jameis in, but I mean,
Taysom
Hill packages.
Taysom
But you
Hill.
don't think you will see any Jameis or some Jameis back there? Nothing?
No. Jameis is on the sidelines with his little clipboard.
No need to confuse.
Jameis has 0 interceptions this year.
Wow.
That's a stat of the day. Yeah. No interceptions.
I mean, so does the hot dog vendor in the stadium, but he's not, we're not signing him.
One thing I wanted to bring up was no one's really been talking about Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has been lights out.
I mean, he's like their number 1 receiver too.
Fair.
Guys catching on the balls. I mean, I just feel like Green Bay's that team. It's not sexy. They just get it done. Yep. I've never loved Aaron Jones, and I don't know why. He's been amazing. In fantasy, he's like been a stud. Stays healthy most of the time. He did get hurt one time, but yeah, Aaron Jones is doing great.
I think a lot of people still have that stigma from when they didn't do anything in the draft, didn't bring any help in for Aaron Rodgers, but he's been lighting it up. Aaron Jones looks fantastic as their.
Well, what they brought in was Jordan Love to light a fire under Aaron Rodgers' ass. That's all he did. Like, we don't even need receivers.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, and then it happened. So.
All right, so let's do our 4 o'clock betting lines with Taylor. I'm going to go back to you, buddy.
All right, lots of great. I have my lock today at 4 o'clock as well. That happens to be that Bucks Broncos game. They're getting 6 points right now, but I'm not even doing that. I'm doing the over under right now, which is 42.5. Bet your money on that over. Already talked about that Cowboys game. We're talking about Adam Gase every single week, how he needs to be filed. Bet all your money on that 11.5 point spread on those Colts for sure. Detroit has lost has not covered the spread in 6 road games in a row, but I'm staying away from that game. And when it comes to Green Bay, New Orleans is favored by 3.5 points right now. They lost by 10 last week to the second most proficient offense in the NFL. This week they play the most efficient. So definitely bet all your money on Green Bay. If they're going to lose, they're not going to lose by more than 3. So bet on Green Bay all day, every day.
Our last break. Carl, thank you for the shot.
Thank you, Carl.
It went down smooth, actually. Yes, it did.
We think he's lying, too. It went down
very smooth. No. You know what? Bring another one.
Oh, boy.
Bring another one.
Oh, boy.
Bring another one.
Oh, a Carl shot.
Ooh. All right, fine.
Oh, wow.
Love
Bring it on.
Al Bushman's just trying to get drunk.
Paige,
today.
we did not authorize any of this. Your husband is on his own.
Paige, come get your man.
No. We're going to take our last break, and of course, it's Sports Caffeine live at Rafferty's Bar and Grill. Make sure to go to manscaped.com. You can get 20% off your order for 20% off and free shipping with the code SC2020. Make sure to go to Dugout Mugs, which I have in place right here, and so does Chip. You can go to dugoutmugs.com/sportscaffeine and get your own personalized Dugout Mug. We'll be right back with the predictions for the Monday night matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. We'll be right back. All right, we're back from our break, and we have some breaking news. Kristen, tell us your breaking news.
Well, I stole this from another podcast, but I will let you know.
Wait, which podcast?
I believe it was either the ESPN NFL Live or ESPN Fantasy Focus podcast.
So
but
it's credible.
It is credible source. T.Y. Hilton's grandmother called him and told him, like, who the hell are you? I don't recognize you. These first 2 weeks of play. That's not my grandson out there. Get your shit together.
When your Nana says you suck,
you're going to go out with a chip on your
Yes.
shoulder. You're ready to go.
So the reason it's brought up because Carl, who owns Raffurty's Bar and Grill here, Carl Rafferty, was questioning who to start: Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, or Justin Herbert. We all agreed no Herbert, not enough tape.
Yep.
And we now all agree Phillip Rivers after T.Y. Hilton's grandmother sealed the deal.
There you go.
But you know what? Paris Campbell's out
From
against
Taylor's
the Jets.
Takes.
Yeah.
when Mima says you are the worst, you need to show out.
Young whippersnapper, go out there and do your best.
I hope she's in the next Chunky Soup commercial.
That
Would love that.
Ty, come here. You stink. Eat some soup. All right, I'm gonna take.
Did we do the Rams Bills game?
No. We
No.
skipped
Yeah, I
that
just
one.
saw some Bills
Wow,
fans and we
okay.
waited for you
See?
guys.
All right, so Rams and Bills. The Rams are actually looking better than what everybody thought they were going to be this year. Josh Allen is looking like an MVP candidate past couple of weeks. Who do we got in this game? Kristen, I'm going to go to you first. Is it going to be the Bills triumphantly going over the Rams, or the Rams going to be upsetting the Bills today?
I do really, really like the Bills this year. They're looking great, but Zach Moss is out. Fantasy start Devin Singletary. I know he hasn't been great, but he's going to get all the carries. I think Jalen Ramsey is going to be all over Stephon Diggs today.
He will be.
I think that the Bills beat two very, very awful teams. They do show flashes. I like their scheme. I like what they have going on, but I think that the Rams come away with this one. The Rams just looking very impressive, like their Super Bowl season.
Kaylee, who we got? Bills,
Agreed.
Rams.
I have the Rams. I just think the Bills, they're 2-0. They look good. I like Josh Allen, but I don't think they're going to pull it out coming off of, tough wins against two bad teams, whereas the Rams are coming off pretty easy game.
Okay, Chip, who do we got? Rams, Bills.
I'm sticking with the dream. I'm staying with Buffalo. Josh Allen has made huge
Buffalo.
leaps and bounds, and he'll continue. And I think the defense for the Bills has to keep Goff on the run, keep him moving. Don't let him set his feet. And we'll see the Jared Goff that'll make bad decisions. Buffalo's defense can make that happen. They just got to get up the field and get pressure. So I'm taking Buffalo.
No Cam Akers today.
Cam Akers is out. So you're going to see more of Josh Kelly, Austin
Malcolm
Eckler,
Brown.
Henderson Jr.
No,
as well.
Austin Eckler's not on that team.
Oh, see, it's a shot, man. I'm telling you. It's already setting in. I know.
Oh, wait. We have another shot.
I do. I'll do it in a minute.
all right,
So
teaser.
I've got Bills. Kristen, you've got.
Rams. Sorry, these Bills fans just showed up and we're like, we're going to talk about your game and pick against you.
So the girls are picking the Rams and the guys are picking the Bills. Okay, so we got. What do you got, Taylor? Okay, so we got the boys against the girls on this one. All right, our last matchup, we've got the Monday night game, which is the marquee matchup, the Chiefs and the Ravens. Chiefs going into Baltimore to face Lamar Jackson-led Ravens. Who we got in this Monday night matchup?
I mean, I'm going to go ahead, Kristen.
I was going to say, what a treat. After 6 months of quarantine, 6 months of no trip. And I just have a feeling this game's not going to live up to the hype that we think it
Really?
is.
I concur.
This happens all the time. We're like, oh, Monday night's going to be awesome. And it might be a defensive battle. I'm going to pick as much as it pains me because I love the Chiefs, I'm going to pick the Ravens. They're my Super Bowl pick. They're looking complete on all cylinders. And I just think they're going to edge them out. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think it's going to be this awesome offensive matchup that we think it's going to be. So I get the Ravens.
All right, Kaylee, who has a better game? Mahomes or Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson, easy. I think at this point, like Kristen said, the Ravens have everything. And I think last week we saw the Chiefs run for 60 yards. The Chiefs, not a running back, the Chiefs. So I think, with J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram, you're just going to see the Ravens blow up. And I don't think it's going to be close. I agree. I don't think it's going to be this tit for tat game. I think the Ravens take it handedly.
Chip, who we got? This is the big matchup of the week. Whose running game is going to have the better time? Are we going to see more of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or are we going to see more of the J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram show this Monday?
I mean, I like J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram better, but I think Kansas City is going to win the football game just because they always find a way to win, and that's what champions always do. Edwards-Helaire has been he was fantastic in the first game. They're still trying to figure out how to use him, but I think Reed will figure out how to get that offense going, and they always find a way to win, and that's what champions do. So I think Kansas City wins.
I almost want to flip-flop now. Like Patrick Mahomes coming off overtime, and he's like, oh, I can't do that again.
All right,
I'm going with the Ravens, though.
I've got the Ravens as well. It'll make our sponsor, Paramount Home Group, really happy about that. So I've got Ravens, and we got
Chiefs.
What do we got, Taylor? Oh, we gave.
Are you betting them on the money line
Super
as well?
Bowl champs. Wow.
Oh, Chiefs. Chiefs
Oh,
plus
okay.
3.5.
Well,
but
and now if
Ravens
I was
win.
gambling, I would take the Super Bowl champs getting points and running. Yes, I
we
love
got
that
the
bet.
lone wolf over here with the Chiefs.
Yep.
Oh,
I'll take it.
all right. I am gonna take
It's, well, we call this the Helen Keller.
Helen Keller. So,
So
I might be
Carl
going.
just closes his eyes and picks some bottles.
I might be blind
That's
or
gonna
deaf
happen in week 3.
after this one.
Smell it. Let me smell it.
You're gonna smell it.
Oh,
It's definitely some tequila in there.
God. All right. Here we go.
It's a must of tequila with a nice little gin
Oh.
finish.
Before we wrap up the
Oh.
show, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Man, I'm slurring already.
He's
At
done.
Sports Caffeine 1 on Twitter and then Sports Caffeine on Facebook. Make sure to stream us on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch as well. Bottoms
Say
up.
goodnight.
oh.
That one was. There you go. Handful of applause.
So I could taste,
So what was in that?
I could taste tequila.
Yeah?
Mostly.
Oh.
And that's it. Maybe
That's
tequila.
all- that's
Yeah,
all it
that's
was.
yeah.
Okay.
Just 3 different tequilas.
Oh.
Oh.
No, this is just the Bucko Bruce. That's just the regular Bucko Bruce. Okay. All right, guys. It's been a great show. NFL Week 3 is going to be starting in just a half an hour. For myself, Kristen, Kaylee, Chip, and Taylor in the betting booth over there. We'll see you guys next week for NFL Week 4 at Rafferty's Bar and Grill. We'll be raw. So we'll see you next. Well, actually, we'll see you on Tuesday. Man, I need to get out of here and go home.
Morning.
We'll see you guys on Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live. We are out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Sports Caffeine, available for streaming on fanstreamsports.com and FanStream Sports, the app.